Well, hello and welcome along to Hong Kong Direct. A big weekend of racing coming up here in Hong Kong. It is the final Group 1 of the season, the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup over 2,400 metres. A race that's been won by some excellent horses down through the years, and this year's renewal looks to be no different.
Russian Emperor for the Champions and Chater Cup. And it will be Russian Emperor who wins. Perfect racehorse, Romantic Warrior, and he's now a Hong Kong Cup winner. Romantic Warrior, he's going to win his second QE2. Great Aaron's loving the 1,800 metres, and he's going to brush home with an easy win. Straight Aaron in front, he's holding on, and he wins.
Well, a great race upcoming, I'm sure you would agree. Let's take a look at the starter list for this Group 1 contest. They are headed, of course, by Romantic Warrior, who will be the mount of Zac Purton riding for Danny Shum. Russian Emperor in the field as well, obviously a multiple Group 1 winner, the likes of Panfield turning up. Also, not forgetting Straight Aaron, who won the recognised trial for this. Vincent Ho will ride for Casper Founds, and he claimed the Queen Mother Memorial last time out. So an excellent field assembled for this race. And well, the man that's charged with riding the likely favourite and a real superstar find here in Hong Kong is Zac Purton. No stranger to big race success, of course, and this race certainly one that he wants to win again. And earlier on this week, I managed to catch up with the multiple champ.
Last year's winner is 2 in front of Money Catcher, then Prognosis, but it's Romantic Warrior. He's blowing kisses to the crowd, and he's going to win his second QE2.
Zac, it's come to that time of year where you've potentially perused the holiday brochures. The bags are almost packed, but one more very important bullet still to fire is the Standard Chartered Champion and Chater Cup, a race that you've won a couple of times recently on Exultant. You've got a big ride coming up, and it's an exciting one in the shape of Romantic Warrior.
Yeah, I've done a fair bit of work on him throughout the season and haven't been able to ride him in a race yet, so it'll be nice to get on his back on race day. It's going to be a big test for him, going to 2,400 for the first time. He's obviously the quality horse in the race, but he did win over 1,200 early in his career. And it's unusual for a horse to win over 1,200 and then still be able to win over 2,400. So it'll be his class that carries him through. He's been a little bit keen in his track work, so going the extra distance might pose a little bit of a problem. And I've seen in his races he's been travelling quite strong, so he needs to relax and give himself a chance to run the distance.
His trainer Danny Shum went on record after winning the QE2 Cup when James McDonald rode him, of course, that you're a big part of this team Romantic Warrior now. You've ridden him in 3 trials. Is this a little bit like sort of the kid at Christmas sort of thing? Because he's an exciting horse to get on, isn't he, really? He's
a very exciting horse to get on, for sure. It's a shame I didn't get on him at the start of the season and have been able to ride him all the way through. I've had to watch from back in the field as he's gone on to win these races, but I now get my opportunity and hopefully I can make the most of it.
It is the last Group 1 of the year. I guess to some people, obviously some very big races have been and gone, but this is an important race, isn't it, still on the calendar to try and tick another one of these off?
We don't have many Group 1 races here in Hong Kong every season. We have a limited number, so every race, every Group 1 race as well is important. I like to win all of them. I have won all of them and I want to win them again. So my job's to go out there and try and find the best position for him and give him his chance to win the race.
And I guess on what we've all seen, Zac, I mean, Danny's done a superb job with him. He's a bit almost, I mean, you ride another horse very much in a similar sort of mould over a different trip in Lucky Sweynesse. He's just rapidly sort of climbed and he doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon.
No, it looks as if he's reached his peak now. Okay. I think what we see is the best of him at the moment, but he has been improving quite quickly right from that first start, and as the 4-year-olds do here in Hong Kong, they've got to continue to quickly step up in distance if they're going to go for the Derby, and he did that, and he's gone on with it since. He's a great little horse. Danny deserves to have a horse like him. He's a great trainer. He's been doing a great job for a long period of time now, and apart from Little Bridge, he sort of lacked that marquee headline horse. He's finally got him, and you know, he's a very hard worker, Danny. He's always there at the stables. He's very hands-on. He's a very good reader of his horses and understands them very well. He does a lot of form. He leaves no stone unturned. So he's very professional in everything he does, and so is this little horse.
Romantic Warrior, he's well clear in the Hong Kong Cup. He's 3 lengths over Money Catcher, then on the Kid. He is the perfect racehorse, Romantic Warrior, and he's now a Hong Kong Cup winner.
Talking of headlines, you've made plenty throughout the course of this season. You are set to be a 6-time champion now in Hong Kong. I want to ask you about this record, this number that we're going for, at least you are, and that's 171. Joe Moreira obviously set 170. I was never the best at maths, but I've crunched a few numbers, Zac, and there are 145 races left. You need 34. That's sort of 23.4%. When you look at it like that, does it sort of become that bit tougher, or is it achievable in your mind?
It becomes a bit tougher. I haven't quite had the support that I was hoping to get. There have been a few stables that haven't allowed me to get on the horses at the right times and made it, like I said, harder than what I thought it would be. But you know, here I am. I'm still working hard. I'm still pushing for it. If I achieve it, well, that'll be great. But ultimately, it'll come down to the opportunities I get and which horses I'm able to get onto.
Of all your achievements, for which you've achieved plenty here and obviously back in your homeland of Australia and elsewhere, the 171, how big an achievement would that be in your mind?
It'd be very big. It'd be right up the top. It's hard to put one achievement above the other, but records are hard to break, right? So, you know, it's hard enough to ride a single winner here in Hong Kong, and as we've seen, there have only been 3 jockeys in history to ride more than 100 winners in Hong Kong in a season. So, you know, the 100 winner mark is the magical number, I think, at the start of every season, and then everything above that is a bonus. But, you know, at the weight that I ride, not being able to make myself available for every horse in every race, it limits the opportunities that I get and makes it even a little bit harder. So 170 is a massive number, and you know, I never thought I'd have a chance to get near it, but you know, here we are, and we'll see how we go.
What about yourself going forward? Now, obviously, you've been here a fair while, Zac. 2007, I think you arrived. You were a champion jockey in Brisbane, still as an apprentice in 2003. So you've been at this game a while. You're staying here for at least the short term, shall we say. But I guess, are you hoping for perhaps more of the same next season going forward?
Yeah, each season poses its own unique challenges. The roster continually changes for the jockeys, as it does with the trainers. So you need to have the right support, and you need to get the opportunities. And you know, I've been here a fair while now, so I'm fortunate I get a few of them, but it doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to continue to get them. I need to continue to ride winners and get the job done. And at the end of the day, you know, this is it's a pressure cooker. You got to turn up, you got to deliver every race, every meeting, and that's what I enjoy about it. I like the pressure that comes with this place. So it suits my character, and you know, things have worked out well so far.
And just to finally, Zac, to take perhaps a little bit of that pressure off, I think you'd mentioned that maybe Japan, perhaps for the off season as well. Is that something now, as you're sort of, you know, you're sort of, you know, gaining obviously an experience and career? Is that something you want to do a bit more of, is to perhaps ride elsewhere and maybe get around a little bit more, say, outside of Hong Kong? Yeah,
well, Hong Kong's going to be my #1 priority. You know, I'm going to base myself here. I'm here. I'm committed to Hong Kong. But as I'm getting towards the end of my career and in my time, and with COVID now in the rearview mirror, it gives me the opportunity to if I can get the opportunities to go and ride elsewhere throughout the season, and you know, try and win a few more big races. So it's not something I'm actively pursuing, but if the opportunities arise, then I'm able to take them.
Well, many thanks to Zac Purton, of course, as always, excellent with his time when it comes to dealing with us, the media. Let's take a look at the diary. Here's what's coming up over the next few meetings in Hong Kong. We do race, of course, this Sunday for the final Group 1 of the term. We're back at Happy Valley on Wednesday. Next week, Sunday at Sha Tin, something a little bit different. First twilight fixture coming up of the season. First race due to jump at 4 p.m. So a twilight meeting next weekend. But we're basically all out of time on this week's edition of the show, and we will leave you with a classic replay, a very recent one from only 12 months ago. Russian Emperor claiming the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup under Blake Shin. Enjoy this. Many thanks for watching, And we look forward to having your company next week here on Hong Kong Direct. Goodbye.
Nordic Sky in front, Butterfield on the outside. He's done plenty of work for Purton. He's moved up to eyeball the leader. Third is Ying Star. Panfield in a beautiful position. He's racing fourth. Around Reliable Team, followed by the fellow grey, Senor Toba, back on the inside of his stablemate Zabrowski. Then came Torbjorn Diamond, Columbus County. He begins to move round the outside for Chadwick, and Russian Emperor last of all. They jam up at the 600 metres in the Standard Chartered Champions and Chater Cup. Nordic Sky's gone. Ying Star there with Butterfield and Panfield. Senor Toba hemmed up with nowhere to go. Reliable Team, Columbus County round the outside with Zabrowski, and Russian Emperor gets to the outside. Ying Star looks to shake off Butterfield. Panfield 2 lengths away, and here comes Russian Emperor and Blake Shin from last, descending down the middle of the track. He was 6th in this race last year. Ying Star with Senor Toba, but what a ride again from Blake Shin and Russian Emperor for the Champions and Chater Cup.